Well, welcome back to another episode of I'm Proud of You. I'm Jay Domingo, and thank you for listening, as always, and watching. Before I do begin, I want to thank everybody, all the listeners who have been listening for the past few weeks since I've started this project. And if you haven't done so already, if you're a new listener, go ahead and subscribe. As things get better, the show will get better quality and topic and interest and so forth. So, fair warning, disclaimer, I'm still recording in my home, so you will hear the traditional background noises, the puppy crying in the background, kids in the background sneezing and coughing, the dynamic mic that I'm recording on right now, the uninsulated room that I'm in right now. All good, but I get the opportunity to record. That's where I'm blessed, and that's where I'm grateful and very fortunate. So today is a very, very convenient type episode because it's titled The Myth of Motivation. And that's something I've struggled with for a long time. That's the reason why I missed an episode last week. On top of that, I was busy doing other stuff, full-time job, family, preparing the studio. That was not an excuse. I just didn't have the motivation to do it. Not that I was lacking the interest. I just didn't have the motivation to do it. And I would like to thank my wife for motivating me, pushing me, telling me, no, I'm not going to allow you to do anything until you record this episode. Forcing me to do it because she knows it's great. She knows it's good. It comes from a good place. So thank you. So on this episode of I'm Proud of You, we're going to talk about the journey within, the myth of motivation. Have you ever found yourself struggling to muster up the energy to pursue your goals? Well, you're not alone. As I mentioned earlier, I struggle with it every single day. So today we're going to challenge the very concept of motivation itself. Is it a force we can summon at will? Or is it something more exclusive? Something that we find an external source? Or is it internal? Have you ever found yourself grappling with the relentless pursuit of your dreams? I understand. And today we're diving in headfirst in the depths of the vicious force of motivation, inspiring ourselves to do anything. Questioning the very existence. Motivation. Is it a myth? Let's kick things off by questioning the very existence of motivation as we know it. You see, I've come to believe that motivation in its traditional sense is something of somewhat of a myth, non-existent within ourselves internally. We often think that it's a magical force that propels us towards our goals, but in reality, it's far more complex than that. Sure, we can feel inspired and energized at times, but more often than not, that feeling is fleeting, running away from us, scared. So where does that leave us? I believe it leads us to an important realization that true motivation comes from external sources. I just gave you an example at the beginning of this episode. What motivated me to record this very episode was my wife. So motivation at a deep dive. Let's strip away the veneer of conventional wisdom and delve into the heart of the matter. Motivation, as we commonly understand it, is a delicate flame flickering in the winds of uncertainty. We're taught to believe that we possess an inner reservoir of drive and determination. But what happens when that well runs dry? In a sense, moments of despair that we come face to face with the harsh reality, perhaps motivation in its traditional sense, is but a mirage, an illusion. Picture this. You're standing at a place in your life right now. Aspirations teetering on the edge of greatness, but you gaze into the abyss of uncertainty. Doubt creeps in like a silent predator, threatening to engulf you entirely as a whole. It's in this moment of vulnerability that we confront our deepest fears and insecurities. We question our worthiness, our abilities, our worth, our talents, our skills, and we even question our very existence. How can we summon the will to persevere when every fiber of our being screams out for surrender? In our quest for understanding, let us turn to the wisdom of the ages. The Mansu Mitri, an ancient Indian text, offers a profound perspective of the nature of motivation. According to the sacred scripture, our actions are not governed by the mere whims of self-will, but the tapestry of karma and destiny. Motivation is not something we can generate within ourselves, rather than it is bestowed upon us by the universe, also known as external sources. Our actions are guided by force beyond our control, whether it be karma, destiny, or divine intervention. This perspective challenges our modern notions of self-motivation and reminds us of the interconnectedness of all things. In other words, our journey is preordained, guided by forces beyond our comprehension. The power of external energy sources. So, if motivation is indeed a myth, where do we turn for inspiration? Well, the answer lies in the world around us. We are constantly influenced by energy of those around us, whether it be friends, family, or even strangers. Think about how many times have you been inspired by someone else's success or encouraged by their words of wisdom. The truth is that we are deeply impacted by people and also the environments we surround ourselves with. By cultivating a supportive network and exposing ourselves to positive influences, we can tap into the wellspring of motivation that extends far beyond our capabilities. So as we wrap up today's episode, I'd like to leave you with a poem that speaks to the essence of motivation, or as we say, the notion of notation. In the symphony of life, notes dance upon the page, guiding our steps in every era of age. But who writes the melody? Is it fate or divine decree? Perhaps it's simply meant to be. A dance of cosmic harmony. So let us embrace the music and sway to its timeless tune. For in the end, it is not the notes we choose, but the beauty of the song that makes us swoon. Well, there you have it, a deep dive into the myth of motivation. As we navigate the ups and downs of life, let's remember that the true inspiration can be found not within us, but in the world around us. So here's to embracing the external sources of motivation and celebrating the interconnectedness of all things. Until next time, keep shining bright. As always, I'm proud of you.